we want to talk about Mike McDaniel and what happened with Tua. So, but I need to make some things very clear. We do not cover that team. We do not know what happened internally. I'm going to be a little critical of McDaniel, but it's from a person who's from afar. And at no point do I want to slander him. I got to be very careful, and you do as well, Iggy. So let me say what I think happened, and then we'll get into it. There were two games. In the first game, Tua went down and hit his head.
Yeah.
And he got up, and as he started to walk, he wobbled.
Big time.
Big time. Now, you guys know I'm a boxing guy. I don't mean I box, but I covered so much boxing, and it's my favorite sport to write about. When I would see a guy get knocked down and then get up and wobble, if he beat the 10 count, very often a ref would stop the fight right there. Because the wobble indicates you're not in your right mind.
Concussion.
And we're not going to take a chance with you. And if the ref didn't stop the fight, he often would call the doctor in right there in the ring.
Right.
Like our friend Gary Furness, Dr. Furness.
Because if he had a concussion and you let him keep fighting and he gets another one, the second one could kill you.
Kill you.
It'll kill you.
So
second impact syndrome. Look it up. Second impact syndrome.
So in boxing, they take it very seriously. And I come from that background. When I saw him lurch and someone inside me said, stop the fight. Then they said it was a back injury. I want to say, if they said it's a back injury, I guess, but it didn't look like any back injury I ever saw. It looked like a brain injury. Then what they said that the doctor cleared him. The doctor gave him a test and cleared him. And then in the next game, he had a real concussion, and he was very frightening when he was down on the ground.
Yeah.
He was like twitching. And
bad. It was bad. Yeah, very bad.
Very bad. Okay. So here's what happened. The next thing I know, McDaniel says, we let him play because the doctor said he was cleared to play. Okay. That means cleared to play in the game where he got hurt and cleared to play in the next game. Then, after he got hurt in the second game, they fired the doctor. So for me, I'm thinking, did this doctor really screw up? Okay. And fire him. Or the skeptical part of me says, are they scapegoating the doctor?
Right.
I'm in no position to know. I'm not saying they're scapegoating the doctor, but I wondered. I sure wondered about it. Then McDaniel said, we take this very seriously. We're a player-friendly team. Okay, you're a player-friendly team. If I were a player-friendly coach and I were head coach and I were coaching Tua, after I saw what happened the first time, I would have said, thank you so much, doctor, for your diagnosis. I want a second opinion. In addition, I want to put him through, I'm a player-friendly coach. I want to put him through the concussion protocol because it looked funny. So even if he passed the first time, these things can come on later.
It's true.
And now maybe McDaniel did it. And if he did that, all that stuff, Mike, my apologies. But I haven't read that you did that. I think you should have put him through the protocol and gotten a second opinion, because what happened to that kid the second time, Iggy, God knows where he's going to be when he comes back. And
if he comes back,
Iggy, I even think there may be a lawsuit there, maybe against the doctor, maybe against the team. Someone screwed up. It could have been the doctor or me. I would have been proactive as a coach. I want a second opinion.
Right. Because what you're saying is, Mike's saying, I'm player friendly. All right, then why was it enough for one doctor to say, oh, he's not concussed? Why was that enough? You saw him stumble. Why don't you put him through the concussion? Why don't you check him again the next day? One test on the sideline, be like, hey, he's good. He's good. It kind of looks like you don't care as much as you're posturing to care.
Yeah, you wanted to win games. You wanted to have this quarterback in at any cost.
Right. And it's like, when he got the job, his stock was up, and he was looking like, man, this is the new age coach, player friendly. And then now it's like, you're just like every other, not just like all the other coaches, kind of.
Yeah, you're like every other coach, but you went to Yale.
But
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You went to
yeah,
Yale.
yeah,
Okay. So you went to Yale. You could still go to Yale and make a schmucky mistake, and you
yep,
could make it for the wrong reasons. So again, I am not accusing him of it. I'm saying I wonder about it. If
yep.
he got a second opinion, God love him, and I apologize. If he didn't, he should have.
And I was really tough on Kyle Shanahan the week before because what he did with Trey Lance was reckless and unnecessary. But what Mike did with Tua was way worse, way worse. We're talking brains here, man. It's way worse.
Now again, if he did what we wonder he did.
Yes.
If he did what we wonder he did. And I'll tell you why it was worse if he did what we wonder he did.
Yep.
Shanahan called the crummy play and got his player hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So Shanahan did it before the fact.
Right. Mike did it after.
Mike did it after the fact, after he saw that his player couldn't walk right.
Right, because the initial concussion was not Mike McDaniel's fault. That's football. That's football. At that point, he could say, "Okay, I'm going to establish myself as a player-friendly coach right now." And when they're like, "Why didn't you put Tua back in the game? He passed the concussion." Did you see him wobble? I didn't feel comfortable with that. Would you have felt comfortable with that if that was your son? That could have been a great moment for him, and he missed it. He messed it up.
That's right.
And now he has to have on his conscience Tua Tagovailoa's brain health the rest of his life. That's tough.
Now, is it clear that will Tua come back this season?
We'll see. I think they hope, but I don't. We'll see. We have no idea. I don't know. I haven't heard. I don't cover that team.
Yeah, I understand. Anyway, we usually don't talk about the Miami Dolphins, but we do in this broadcast talk about moral issues. Yeah. And that is a serious moral issue, especially in a league that has a bad name for concussions and what happens after concussions. And I from my impression, the Players Association is pissed. And I saw a statement from the Players Association did not blame the doctor, that they wanted to investigate further. That's what I got from the Players Association.
Yeah.
That and they would be as skeptical as I am.
Yeah. And with issues like this, where it's very serious and it's beyond football and information comes out slowly, I think it's important not to just have a strong opinion about something you don't know that much about. It's good to let a little time go by and some facts come out. And I think now that it has, I'm with you on your conclusions with this.
But also, my conclusions are tentative. Yes. And I'm open-minded. And if it comes out that McDaniel handled this the way I hoped he handled it, I'm all for it. What I don't like is, I'm going to come back to ESPN, Stephen Smith and Skippy, and they hear something, and within 15 seconds, they have an opinion.
Yeah.
I think life is more complicated than that. Yeah. And I think it's important to let the investigation go on and facts to come out. Mm-hmm. So we're not groining Mike McDaniel, but we're saying we have certain concerns and we wonder how we handled certain things.